Now here's a copy of, on the next slide, is a copy of the poem for you. I've also got it insected down the bottom as a resource, so you can find it there as well. Now you might need to look at it for the next few activities. So you're going to need a piece of paper. And you've got to find in each of the verses. Now remember, a paragraph in a poem is called a verse. So it's like the chunk of writing that's together. You need to find the alliteration, so the words that start with the same sound, and then you need to think of another one that would fit in there as well. And obviously, it's going to fit because something is the same about that word as the others that are there. So you need to have a look in verse 1, find the alliteration, and think what you could add to that group of words. Then have a look at verse 2, which is like paragraph 2. Find the alliteration and think what could you add. And the same for verse 3 and verse 4. And you can write that down on a piece of paper. So question 1 is to find in the 4 verses to one more word that you could add to the groups. Question 2, you've got 4 things, then 4 groups of words, and you need to add another one to each one of those as well. So look at what's the same. And on the last one, it's about autumn leaves. So you need to think about other alliterations that could be used in a poem about autumn leaves or falling leaves. Now remember, alliteration is about the first sounds of the word. So you might like to pick some different letters. Maybe you could brainstorm with some people at home some words that start with letters that haven't been used yet in this poem for alliteration. I'll give you a clue. There's some letters that are easier than others. If you pick Q, it might be tricky. If you pick X, it's probably going to be very tricky. So have a think about more popular letters that haven't been used yet and what you could do with those. Now remember, the whole poem, when it's alliteration, doesn't have to be the same, doesn't have to be, but it needs 2 or more words. So you might like to find a pair or more if you've got your thinking caps on, and you can certainly brainstorm with your family for this one if they're willing to help you. So if they've got the time and they're helping you. Otherwise, you could have your own way, even message some friends at school to see if they can help you as well. Now, remember to share, take a photo and share this work, or share it with your teacher when you're done. And you've got one more thing on the next slide to do. Great work for Friday. Well done. And I wonder if this weekend you can have your ears open to some alliteration around the place.